Hey everybody, it's me, Maris, and it is a Friday, so it means it's like time for an energy forecast for the weekend. And I don't know what the deal is with my decks, but it seems like they all have been growing legs and walking off somewhere. I don't know where they are. So it's like I'm down to a couple of decks. I know I'll find them somewhere. I know I will. But I guess the Gypsy deck is what we're using, not the Gypsy Witch deck. That's a little different. This is the Gypsy deck. And it kind of reminds me of Victorian England. And it's like I try to imagine it being New York City, and I'm like, no. When I look at these pictures, I think of Victorian London or somewhere in England, something to that effect. But let's go ahead and do a smudge to get my crazy hair, get our, what do you want to call it? Kind of clear the air, clear the being, clear the space. Hope everybody's having a most magical day. It's Friday the 13th. And I like Friday the 13th. I'm not scared of Friday the 13th. 13 is a pretty lucky number. It's a prime number, too. So, a couple of things happening on the 21st in the evening time. We are having a Yule celebration. I'll have a cacao circle. Going on. We'll have a sound bath. We'll do some Reiki. And then we're going to do a release ceremony with the bonfire and at the on that evening. In the daytime, I am doing a detox and reading, so you can schedule through me for that day. And I think it's like, I don't remember how much it is. Shush, I really don't. It's on your Facebook feed, but we're doing a detox. So you can get an ionic foot detox, or you can do the Japanese detox if you're not supposed to do ionic foot detoxes, with your personal card reading for whatever price. I can't remember what I have it for. It is a cash day. But you can get a reading done on December 21st in the morning time. And then in the evening, we're doing our celebration. And then on December 31st, I am doing a Reiki class, Reiki first degree on December 31st. And I'm like, what a cool way to start the new year as a Reiki first degree. I was like, that's so cool. And then in the end of January, I've got the second degree. It's going to be a 3-day workshop for the Reiki second degree, Okuden level. But we're using the Gypsy deck, and I'm kind of like, okay, it gave me one card, and I'm like, give us more, give us more. Okay. And like this deck is, like I said, it's the Gypsy deck, but it reminds me of, it really reminds me a lot of Victorian England. I got it on Walmart.com, by the way, too. I was like, how cool. I didn't know they had like tarot decks and stuff on Walmart.com. Okay, A, B. Okay, that one stuck out. And C. Okay, alright. So we didn't get as many cards as I thought we would get. But we did get a few. So let's rock and roll. Let's take a look at our reading. Alright, so got my cool little card holder. So when I do readings, even if I do like pull cards for myself and I want to kind of position them for the day so I can look at them, I like using this. Our first card here, let me make this screen, is the waiting card. And so you're playing right now, we're playing the waiting game. And I get, okay, so the next card next to it, whoops, which is our challenge card, is room. So we've got waiting room, right? So this is like sitting in a waiting room, almost like being in purgatory. Things are on standstill. You're waiting to get back into that treatment area, or you're like, even if you're at a restaurant and you're waiting on your table, so you're sitting up there at that front lobby, and there's like not a lot happening, even though there's a lot happening. Now, what I think is kind of strange is the help card, and the help card just happens to be upside down. You know, and normally we think upside down cards as being, you know, the negative or opposite of, and that card is wedding. And a wedding is, and I'm not picking up this being a wedding as in romantic, but as in a legal partnership, a legal partnership. So when you look at all three of those cards, and you've got waiting room and the wedding card or that legal partnership card upside down, the message that I'm getting really strongly on there is that you're at a standstill right now in a partnership. You're at a standstill. You're sitting there, and even though there's nothing going on between you, there's a lot going on around you. And more importantly, it is, I'm going to say, with that relationship or that partnership card, as in the wedding card, in an upside down position in the help, what I'm seeing in that is that you have a strained relationship, a strained business partnership that is having some difficulty and I'm going to use the phrase, getting it together. And so that right there is that energy that's coming in. Let's see on this next line what it's planning on doing. And, you know, I always say chance favors a prepared mind. So we have the ability to modify this energy by the way that we choose. We can choose to go with the flow and allow things to happen, or we can, you know, chance favors a prepared mind. We can maybe have a plan, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, if we need to do anything about that. So we, you know, that first line saying that we're coming in from a place where we have a partnership or an agreement and it's strained, but more so it is at a standstill. And what I'm looking at here is, where is this leading us to? And I see reunion. And then we have thought. And that thought is in that obstacle or challenge position. And then I'm giggling here. And we have thief. That is in the help position. So let's kind of look at all three of these here and say, okay, what are we talking about? And what we're talking about in here is that, yes, you, in that strained relationship and that strained partnership, you will kind of get back together again, or get back on the same, you know, that metaphoric same page again. However, it is going to take some thought and some effort and changing in perspectives. Now, where the thief comes in, I want you to pay attention to this picture. And let me flip it back over there. And in this picture, I want you to focus on, and I'm going to use my lighter here for a good pointer. Whoops. Focus on that shadow. Okay, so what we're really looking at in this reading is that we're coming from a place where we have a strained relationship and we're at a standstill. Really, nobody's doing anything, moving anywhere. You know, you're just kind of at a standstill. And we have to kind of put some thought and effort and looking at things from a different perspective, but we will be getting back on track with each other. But the more important thing, again, let me re-emphasize here, we've got that shadow right there. This is a time of self-examination and doing a little bit of shadow work, because what we're going to realize through this incident, this little strained relationship, is that mostly everything that has occurred is in our perspective and the way that we are observing it and experiencing it, that we are doing that from a perspective of an inadequacy or a deficiency that results in something that we need to do a little shadow work on. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's our own insecurities that build up and cause that little problem. Let's see where all of this takes us to, okay? Because we got one last line here. And I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty good. We've got sweetheart. You know, she looks like she's reading a note there too, you know. I don't think she looks very happy, per se. Well, maybe. I guess I would be cheesing even bigger, but I guess, you know, I look at these as Victorian cards, so I guess the women kind of had to be a little bit on the demure side. Okay, so that's that sweetheart. So this is where it's leading to, sweetheart. So we know that there's some good stuff there. The challenge card is child. And let me emphasize something. No, you're not going to be getting pregnant this week. No, you're not getting pregnant this weekend. That child is our inner child. And that and this is just that loving reminder that, you know, everything's really kosher. Everything's really good. It's your inner child that's been a pain in the keister and has been your obstacle or your challenge to your relationships, whether it's a partnership, you know, as in work or in your personal relationship. It's your inner child. It's those fears that have been holding you back. All right, and then that very last card, let's take a look. Come on, flip. There we go. That very last card is the hope card. And so there's a lot of good hope. You got a lot of good vibration here. The problem, my friend, is that you've been making choices to be kind of the obstinate one. And you're working out of fear, not working out of love or wanting to be synergistic in that relationship or that connection. So what happens is that you've got some friction that ended you up kind of sitting at a standstill while you two are trying to figure out who you are in this relationship or partnership, whatever. It doesn't always have to be romantic. Sometimes it can be a business or even a spiritual relationship. But you guys are going to get back on track and get back together and start making magic again. So I hope you enjoyed this weekend's energy forecast. Do me a great big favor. Love the video. Comment something cool. And don't forget to subscribe or follow. So I hope you have a wonderful one. And I will see you all later. Peace, love, and harmony. Have a wonderful afternoon.